Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's open forum. Today we have a brief but very important presentation on reconnecting with your sphere. So what we've had recently, we've had a little bit of renewal and interest in the market. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I have a personal anecdote of a friend of mine who had their home on the market for 4 months. They did a very slight price decrease. And they actually on Sunday had to do a highest and best. They had 3 offers over the weekend. So things are moving. And actually one of them was cash, so unrelated to the market rates, but the other 2 were financed offers that they had not been getting. So there's a little bit of a revival in the market, and hopefully that will continue. We've seen the rates drop into, most people are, like Paul said last week, people are getting in the 5s. It's an exciting time for, it's a little bit of a, we've been in a bit of a coma, and it's, it's like somebody squeezed your hand there for a second. So we don't know if it's real or if it's coming or going or what's going on, but hopefully it's real and it's here to stay. But regardless of that, we need to reconnect with our sphere. We need to let them know, guys, we're always looking for reasons to reach out and touch our clients, our referral partners, everyone. So this is a great opportunity to do this, and we'll talk about a few things as we go on. I just put together a brief presentation for you guys, and hopefully give you guys some ideas of what to do these holiday season and as you're gearing up for 2026, which is going to be better than 2025 because it has to be, and rates are lower. So let's go forward with this. Awesome. Sphere Revival, reconnecting with past clients and referrals. We're going to rebuild trust and connection with your sphere, reactivate dormant relationships to generate 2026 leads, and create a repeat referral business system that runs year round. A lot of you guys are only run on referrals and do very little outside advertising, and that's fine if it's keeping you busy and keeping you going. Let's do the most we can with that. We're going to talk a little bit about some statistics related to maintaining your business and going after referrals and doing these things. And it's so much cheaper, which you'll see in just a second, than trying to get new business. Here we go. 64% of business comes from repeat clients and referrals. That's a NAR statistic. It costs 5 times more to acquire a new client than retain an existing one. That is, by the way, that is across business, that is considered to be a 10x across all businesses. It's 10 times easier to keep a client than to get a new one. Your database is a gold mine. You have to engage it. And everything that I go over here with you guys and everybody that comes in and talks to you guys, everything we do, we say, you just got to do it. You know, it's one thing to know it and to be motivated for the next hour, but you got to go out and do it. Common mistakes agents make: only contacting clients when they need a sale. That is very much human nature. We reach out when we need something. You start checking the bank account and it's getting a little low and the bills keep coming in. And so we reach out and try to squeeze something. But you guys know this is a pipeline business. It's not a I need money by next Friday business. Sending generic or inconsistent follow-ups. I'm going to add something to this. Oh, my computer just went blank. Are you guys all there? Can you hear me?
We're here. You're frozen.
Okay, just visually frozen, but otherwise you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, there I am. Okay. I'm going to go back. Hold on a second. Something happened. I'm going to add something here. If you reach out, and this happens to me, even with some of our agents, if you reach out with something not of value, people will put you on spam. Okay. If you keep reaching out, and you guys know that, if you keep reaching out begging for sales without offering something of value, which we're going to get into in a minute, people are going to think of you just as a salesperson. They're going to think you're doing that top thing there on that list that says only contacting clients when they need a sale. That's what they think you're doing. If you didn't follow up with them genuinely after you made money from the closing table, and you probably didn't even go to closing. Guys, go to closing if you can. If there's a closing ceremony, go to closing. It's great marketing too. It's great to to post on your social media. And again, you're not the hero, they're the heroes. And you're just, if you want to be as awesome as Daryl Hunt, then use me as your realtor, right? Daryl was able to sell his house above market value, or Daryl was able to buy this house below market value. Daryl's never been happier in his life. Look how happy he is with the keys. Everybody's happy with the keys in their hand, right? Tell you guys that. I've been telling you guys that for years. Nobody's ever happier than when they either have the check or the wires going to the account, or they have the keys in their hand for the new house. That's the happiest day, right? Get them on your social media. Get pictures. Get them happy. Get them to write the testimonial then, by the way. Don't reach out a month later when they realize that their electric system doesn't quite work like it was supposed to, and the inspector missed it and blah, 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 right? Or they find out their neighbor plays music at midnight. Reach out to them then, right? The things that they didn't know. There is on Lake Dora, up in North Lake County, the lake that Mount Dora is on. If you've ever been to Mount Dora and you see the beautiful lake down there, there is an area that has really shallow water, like 3 feet water that comes off the back of people's homes. And there's they call it a sandbar, but it's not a sandbar because it's a lake and it's never above water, but it's like 3 feet deep for hundreds of yards out into the water. And every Saturday and Sunday, there's 100 boats out there blasting music. And this is 50 yards off their shore. And we always laugh, like, these people must have been shown this house on a Tuesday at noon and never realized, and they closed on it and never realized. They never visited the house on a Saturday or Sunday during the day, because people out there blasting their music. And there's 10 different kinds. You guys know what a party is. So just imagine that off of the back of your house, your $1 million plus house that you bought on the lake. So it's just, they do that. So get them the day that they bought. The people that day they bought that $1 million house on the lake, they were loving it until that weekend. So get those referrals, or not referrals right then, but get the testimonials right then, and get some action there. Always give value though when you're reaching back out. Always give them something. We're going to get into that in a minute. If you reach out with just asking for business, they're gonna tune you out. They're gonna think you're only there for the money. They already think that a lot of times if you didn't follow up with them anyway. Failing to track interactions in a CRM, guys, we let that. We're all guilty of that to some degree. Some of us more than others. And forgetting to show appreciation or celebrate milestones. That's where your CRM comes in handy to help with that kind of stuff as well. The 3-step revival plan. Reconnect. Reach out with genuine non-sales messages. There you go. Provide value through events, tips, or updates. Even if they don't show up to your events, guys, you're inviting them to a free event. That shows when you invite people, whether they show up or not, it creates a sense of obligation. That's why people, you can be selling, contract deals for construction, $3 million bids and stuff like that. If you work for, a construction company and you're selling things, or you're selling yachts, or you're selling whatever, you take people. That's why people take people to lunch, and they buy them a $20 lunch, and it creates an obligation to give them not give them their business, but give them a shot at their business next time. So whatever it is, and reaching out. When people invite you to a bunch of stuff, Daryl, if I call you and invite you to the Magic game, 3 times, and you can't make it any of those times, you still think, boy, Ryan really likes me. Ryan cares about me, right? Either Ryan wants to spend time with me. Subconsciously, you're not saying that out loud, but you're thinking subconsciously, and that creates a connection between us. That's the kind of things that you want to do, is invite people to things. And of course, they have to be real. You have to actually take them if they say yes. But you see realtor appreciation events, that kind of thing. Those are the kinds of things that sell you as a realtor and keep you as their realtor. And I've talked to you guys about this before. People love to have a realtor. They love to say, oh, you got to talk to my realtor. You got to talk to Daryl. He's the best. You got to talk to Tammy. She knows this market like nobody's business. You know what I mean? They love to have that. Everybody loves to recommend their person. If you don't believe it, watch next time somebody says, anybody know a realtor? And watch them get 10,000 replies of everybody's favorite realtor or their best friend or whatever it is, right? Makes you feel like a big deal. If you got a realtor, you must be a big deal. And re-ask. Ask for referrals naturally when the time is right. And that is a gift that you guys have. I mean, you have to have it. You have to know when the time is right. but it's better to just, there's other ways to do it. Like we had the I forget the lady's name who came in and said, what's next for you guys? Just how are you guys doing? What's going on with the kids? What's next for you guys? All right, reconnect. You want to start meaningful conversations. Send a personalized holiday or gratitude message, text or call past clients. Reconnect on social media by engaging with their posts. Always do that stuff, guys, even if you don't care. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but even if it's not something that, particularly interests you, let them know that. And if their kid's graduating or they're doing whatever, or their kid turned 14 or whatever it is, like that stuff, get engaged with it. Happy birthday to Susie or whatever it is, right? Send a personalized holiday or gratitude message. Are you guys grateful for your clients? Yes, you are. If there were only a holiday coming up where people are grateful for things, they should call it Thanks Day or something like that. And then you could have a good reason to reach out to them. I think that would be a wonderful idea. So thankful for you this holiday season. Thank you so much for your business, blah, blah, blah. Not even ask for business, just thankful for you guys, right? Then you follow up later. Share a home maintenance checklist. Okay. I don't mean to brag, but a few minutes ago, I Googled this, and there's a home maintenance checklist. And I hope you guys appreciate this. It took me close to 6 or 7 seconds to do this. But you can put your logo on here, our logo, your logo, whatever you want. If it's got your logo, it's got to have our logo, but put that on here and do it. This was the very quick, I'm not kidding, 6 or 7 seconds I spent finding that home maintenance checklist. You can find a better one, I'm sure. This is probably, obviously set heat at 55 or higher. This is obviously not for Florida. It's got a winter checklist of, make sure your pipes aren't going to get frozen. So that's something you can do, though. Find a good home maintenance checklist, that kind of thing. Host a holiday client event, email a short market update video. You guys know I love videos. People love videos. People watch videos. People share videos. People interact with videos. People just see, even if it's of no interest to them whatsoever. I always tell you guys this, even if it's no interest to them whatsoever. They already have, let's say they live in $1 million house that you sold them, right? And you're sharing a $350,000 house in another area that they're never, ever going to buy. They see that you're an active realtor. They're reminded about Daryl's out there busting his butt. Tammy's out there working. Malvis is still going strong. She's still in real estate. She still cares about her clients. She's still this and that, right? She still has closings. She's busy. She's a professional. She's obviously engaged in the market. She knows what's going on. She's out there working. That's my realtor. Okay. They're not working for me right this minute. I'm not interested in what they're posting. I just bought this house 3 months ago. I'm not interested in what they're posting, but I want to see that Natalie is a realtor and she's working and she's out there busting it. She's got an open house. She's working open houses. She's a hustler. I want my people to be hustlers. I want my lawyer to be a bulldog. I want my realtor to be a hustler, right? That's what you want. Provide value. Give first, sell later. So we talk about for new marketing, I tell you guys, to post stuff like pool homes in Orlando under $500,000. And, if you're interested, comment below, that kind of thing. And then you send them a list and you sign them up on the auto email, right? For those things, whatever they're interested in. And that's a great way to give first, sell later. They see that you know stuff and that you have something of value to give them. And then they want to engage with you. Yes, Tammy.
I just had an idea. I know people do this on Facebook, but I think I'd probably do it through an email where you could buy like 2 tickets on a monthly basis to like Dr. Phillips and then email all your clients and say that you're giving them away or you're having a drawing. And, if they're interested to, email you back and you'll put them in the drawing.
Mm-hmm. There you go. But you have to follow up with that. So they don't think that they were scammed if they email you and they didn't win. You follow up with, when you took Malvis and Daryl to Dr. Phillips, or you sent them, and part of what they have to do to get these tickets is promise to send me a selfie, whatever. But then you post that and you make a whole thing about it, So client appreciation. Thank you so much to Daryl and Malvis for being great clients and blah, blah, blah. And congratulations on the win. That's a great idea. And that's something of value. And that's something that connects you with them as a realtor. And if I didn't win, that's okay. I see somebody did win. It wasn't a scam, right? Somebody won and I get to see it. All right, the re-ask. After reestablishing value, you guys know when you do this. We all know when we do this. We do it in personal interactions. We do it whatever. Once you reestablish value, I'm grateful for your trust and pass. If you know anyone thinking about buying or selling in 2026, I'd love to help them too. You guys, there's a smoother way to say it than that, but you guys know the kind of things to say. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, do your own 6 to 7 second Google search and find better ways to say that. You can use AI, you can use whatever you want. Ask a friend, use something that someone has used on you before. Use something that you've seen Tom Ferry say. Use something that somebody said to someone. Find a better way. But I do that. I love the what's next for you guys. And you have to ask about, well, if you know anybody else, buying or selling, let me know. I'd love to help them too. I'm really excited about the market. Now's a great time to buy. We talked about this last week, and it is a great time to buy because it's still not a seller's market by any stretch. And money's coming down. Rates are coming down. People are getting in the 5s. And it's not, they just said they did what I wanted them to. We didn't talk about this because they just did it last Wednesday. We talked to Paul before that. They did what I wanted. They said, when they kept lowering them and saying, we're going to lower them again, that doesn't help us much because people are just going to wait for them to lower them again. But now they said, we may lower them one more time, but probably not in 2026. So people are, they create a little bit of urgency. All right. CRM and systems, tag contacts by relationship level, ABC, different CRMs do different things, have different levels of this kind of stuff. You find the one that you guys ask me a lot, what kind of CRM do you recommend? I recommend, I'm gonna tell you guys this, same thing I recommend to everyone. Take a morning of your week, one morning sometime, and listen to, there's conversion, there's top producer, there's KV Core, there's all kinds of CRMs. You guys just Google them or whatever and set up demos and sit through the demos. We've done this as an office at FRI. We sat through, we went till 2:00 one day listening to, 4 different demos. They'll do 30-minute demos, whatever. And what you'll realize what you'll use and what you won't use. I'm sitting here looking at Tammy and Daryl and Malvis and Natalie and Muhammad, and you guys are all different and you'll all use different things. I scared off Muhammad, but you guys are all different and you'll all use different things. And so when they were presenting to us, I was like, I won't use that. Oh, I would use that. Right. And so there is no better or worse. There's different things that you want and different things that you can use. And Tammy, I'm going to pick on you a little bit. Tammy knows certain things she will do and certain things she won't do. She's learned by trial and error over her career of, I'm going to do this. And she sets out to do it. She's just like, this is not for me. Right. Just not going to follow up on that. But certain things she's great at following up on. That's why she's a great realtor. So certain things you will do and certain things you won't do. It does certain things for you, does certain things. Some things are not your style. Yes, Brian, the best one is the one you will use. Been there and done that. Yes, for sure. So I said at the bottom, get a CRM if you need it. If you want to take to the next level, you will need one. Guys, we give you back 100% of what you've earned. Use some of that toward organizing and growing your business. You can pretend you gave it to us and use it on that instead. 12 touch points for 2026. These are great. Birthday messages, obviously. Market updates. Be careful with market updates. Make sure they're not lame or whatever, repetitive. Make sure they're good. And the reason I tell you that is what I talked to you about before. If people don't see value in it and they're getting it every week or every month, they'll spam you. They'll just start disregarding you. Holiday card, quarterly text check-ins. Holiday card's obvious. Quarterly text check-ins. I don't know about a quarterly text check-in. That's not a value. So make sure it has something of value if you're going to do that. Home anniversary pop by. at your own risk. Neighborhood updates though are good. Client, when things are selling in their neighborhood, that is an update I want. That is an absolute update I want. I live in a neighborhood of only 52 homes. I pretty much know when something's for sale or going to sell around here, and I'm in real estate, but other people don't, right? And if you live in a big neighborhood, you don't know that. Williamsburg, Daryl, people don't have any idea what's selling, and half a mile from their house, still in Williamsburg, right? But that's still your area, and you're on top of it. So those kind of things are great. What's selling in Williamsburg? And I'm sure you go.
I was going to say, yes, they do, because I send out one like every month or 2 months.
Right. And they have Daryl put in their face all the time. That's a realtor.
And they totally thank me every time I do that. They said, we look forward to that to see what's selling and how much our house is worth. And I get tons of compliments on that, just at my table that I have once a month.
Is that not the definition of being a value? Of course it is, right? That's if people are thanking you for it, they're definitely seeing the value in it. That is a great thing to do in any neighborhood. I use Daryl for an example. One, because I know he's a neighborhood guy. He's very big in his farming area. And two, he lives in a big neighborhood, big area. I don't even know what Williamsburg technically is. Almost a township, but it's not. So people have no idea what's going on around them. If they live in a small neighborhood, they probably have seen the signs and stuff. But even then, they don't know what it's sold for. Even if they saw, we know what it was pending for in the MLS, but we don't know what it was sold for until it hits the public records, right? So, or until they update the MLS on it. They can't see what it's sold for until it hits public record, and they're not going to check every time. Client event invitation, social media engagement, love that. That's so easy. It reaches everybody. Testimonial request. Early, guys, do that early. Referral while they're still hot, while they still think you were great. Referral thank you gift. That's obvious. Seasonal tip. End of year gratitude message. Again, there ought to be a holiday for that coming up soon. Action plan. Reach out to 10 people from your sphere this week. I'm talking to you, Tammy. I know you need stuff like this. You need to reach out to 10 people this week. All right, all of you, reach out to 10 people this week, okay? And I think it should be more this time of year. And or if you want to do 10 people this week and 10 people next week, maybe, and then it's that time of year where they did make up that holiday that I wanted them to for thankfulness. And you can send them, obviously how grateful you are for them, or you can send them something right now that says, this holiday season, I'm so grateful for you guys, blah, 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 right? Don't ask them for anything. Just let them know you're grateful for them. Next step, audit your CRM for missing info. Create a follow-up calendar. This is when you have downtime, guys, during the holiday. We all complain about the downtime during the holiday. This is a great time to, get that stuff. Give yourself a mission for the holiday if you're not busy selling real estate. Create a follow-up calendar for 2026. Send your first reconnect messages today. That is all. We're going to start today with the reaching out to 10 people. 10 people this week. Guys, that's pretty much 3 people today and tomorrow and Friday. One day you got to do 4. Might as well knock it out today. Or you can knock all 10 out today. Just do them. This is something that was a quote from Theodore Roosevelt, which I did not know that. I actually, when I coached high school football, is when I learned this. And one of the things that the guy who mentored me told me is, first thing he said, kids don't know how much the kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And people don't want to just give you business unless they know that you care. They want to do business with people that they like and they trust. And if people think you're just there for the money and you don't care about them, they're not going to like you or trust you. Yeah, every message you send this season could spark your next closing in 2026. All right, let's say your first closing in 2026. Do you guys have any? Challenge yourself to reach out now. Do you guys have any questions or comments on that stuff? I'll check the chat. I saw some as they came in. Yeah, reciprocity, and the best one is the one you will use. Absolutely. Tammy.
One of my clients said that my lender was so nice, and I told him that, and he's like, people remember you by how you made them feel, not by what you did for them. So, I mean,
that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. And you guys, we've all been there where people have probably done a great job for us in whatever it is, something we don't know about, right? Like how they look at us, and as realtors, they don't know what we do. They think we just try to look pretty and pick up big checks at closing tables is what they think we do. But they don't know the things that you do for them. They have no idea all the stuff that you do for them. Because you don't want them to see how the sausage is made, right? So you don't copy them on every email and everything that you do with the title companies and lenders and inspectors. When you're arguing with the appraiser, you're doing this and that. They don't know that you go to the appraisal and present comps and that you do all of this stuff, right? They don't understand all that stuff. They don't understand the training that you go through. They don't understand all the CE classes and the this and the that you guys have to do. But they do know. They don't even know that you do that great of a job, but they do know how you make them feel. And they do know that you appreciate them and that you give them something of value, and they know that stuff, and they know the things that they should appreciate you for. Let's see, Brian. That's a great point, Tammy. And that's a great quote. I've heard that quote before, and it's fantastic. We decided last year to do cards for Thanksgiving with a note of gratitude and thankfulness versus Christmas, Hanukkah, holiday greetings instead of that. Well, they get a ton of that stuff, right? And they're not going to notice if you didn't send them one, but they don't get a lot of Thanksgiving cards. I mean,
I'm doing Thanksgiving too. And I did Thanksgiving last year and sent them the value of their house. I took the time to print everybody's house value out that I sent, quite a few actually, and I actually got a listing from that.
Yeah. Awesome. And how much did you spend on Thanksgiving cards and how much did you make on your listing? Guys, that's ROI right there, guys. And it's instead of holiday cards that you would have sent anyway. I think that's a great idea. Even I get a ton of holiday cards and people don't even like me. So people that are liked get lots of holiday cards probably. But I get, I don't send holiday cards. I don't particularly, no offense if any of you have sent me one, I don't particularly care about them. But I don't care about them because you get a lot of them, right? They don't have a lot of value. But I don't know the last time I got a Thanksgiving card, or just a I'm grateful for you card, right?
Well, we are grateful for you, Ryan.
You know what, Malvis? Send a card or keep it to yourself, okay? Put that in writing, Malvis. You should know. You've got to be in writing, not in
I'll
text.
just tell you, you are the type of guy you are. So I just stare you right in your face. Thank you, sir, for all you do.
I appreciate that, Malvis. And that's all I really wanted today, guys. This meeting's over. Okay. Mary Lou, you're on mute if you're talking. Okay, Mary.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can now, yes.
Yeah. Is the market still low? Is very slow? And then I have 2 homes really good buy, and then I have almost every week I have the showing, but I still have no offer.
If you're getting lots of showings and you're not getting offers, then it is not showing well for the price. Do you have a lot of competition in that neighborhood or a lot of similar homes for sale?
Yes, I think my price is really lower in the neighborhood compared to another home.
Your price is great. That's why you're getting lots of showings. It's that it's not, when they're seeing it, they're not motivated to buy it. So something about it. So, I mean, we don't always all buy the lowest priced house in the neighborhood. We buy the one that we think is the best for the money, right? So if they're doing that, if I'm looking at a house that's $10,000 more expensive, but it's move-in ready, or it's a little bit nicer finishes and it's all the stuff that I want, maybe it's better view, better this, better that, right? There's lots of stuff that goes into it. So there's something about it that's not showing well. You can fix that with if it's showing well, if it's maximized to what it is, and that's all they can do, then it is a price thing still, because it's got to be the value for what they're getting. But if the house is in immaculate condition and the yard looks nice and everything looks great, then it is still the price, because they're looking at other homes in the neighborhood, even the more expensive ones, and saying, it's worth paying an extra 10, 15, 5, whatever it is for that house. So The rule is if it's not showing, then it's overpriced. But if it's showing and not selling, then it's not showing well. But if you've got a bunch of competition in the neighborhood, it's got to show well for the money. If that makes sense. Does that make sense to everybody?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I confused. And then the
Send
home
us-
is
well,
looking
I don't
nice.
I don't want you confused. Send put in the chat, put the address.
Okay, yeah. I put in the address and then it doesn't show. I don't know why. And then the price compare another home is a very good buy, and then I think it's the lower market value still cannot sell. And then I have been sewing every week, almost 4 months. And then we low down the price at 10,000 already, and then still cannot sell.
Okay.
So
Put it in there. I'll take a look at it.
What's the
Okay.
feedback? What's the feedback that you're getting on it? Why are agents not writing contracts on it or offers?
sometimes someone said that the cast is too small, and then someone I don't like the 3-story, and then someone like something like that is something. Maybe there's many new home around the area, and then the new home sell for the good price, cheaper price. That's compared with this home.
Well, I don't think I need to look at it now. I think that's
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what
yeah.
it
Maybe
is.
I send it to you. And let me to take a look.
Well,
And then
yeah, send it to me anyway.
Okay,
But
thank
put
you.
Put it in the chat now, and maybe the other agents will take a look at it. But I think you hit it on the head there. Some people aren't going to like 3 stories. Some people aren't going to like different things. But if you've got newer homes selling for cheaper down the street, people are going to look at that one. Then they'll go look at a new home, and I my house is nice, but it's not as nice as a new home. People don't want used if they can buy new. Same with cars or anything else. If they can buy new for cheaper, even if it's not quite as big or quite as whatever, they're going to buy new for cheaper. So that puts your client, your seller, in a bad spot price wise if you're competing with new homes.
Yeah, I want to put my home on the market. Do you think this is the good time to sell it, or still can wait for a couple months for that wait for the?
I'd wait until the market picks up more. I mean, it's just starting to pick up. I'd wait. If you had to press me, Mary, is the market going to be better 6 months from now than it is now? Yes, I think so. I mean, I think most of us.
So you think the market will be better after 6 months?
I'm optimistic about the market getting better than it is. Not that because it's not great right now.
Yeah, because I have some client call me, and then they need to put the house on the market. But I think it's the very lower price now.
Yeah, I think they'll get a little bit more if they wait. But,
okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
You bet. If your clients need to sell, they need to sell. And I certainly would encourage them to do that. They can still sell right now. That we have, I told you there are some multiple offer type stuff out there right now. It just depends on the house and the price.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Any other questions? Anybody have a reason they can't reach out to 10 people this week? Nobody? That's great. Well, reach out to 10 people from your sphere this week then. There's no reasons not to. You guys couldn't tell me any. So reach out to 10 people from your sphere this week, at least. Don't stop at 10, and watch how that works for you. Do your cards. And I do think, there you go, Brian, just start it. It won't get done if you don't start. And a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Just take some steps, guys. It will pay off for you. I promise you. Reaching out to your sphere is 64% of your business comes from people you've done business with before, or referrals. So let's do it. Any other questions before we go? All right, you guys have been outstanding. Anybody have anything to talk about? For any questions for FRI? Anything? Jeanette's on here. Antonio's on here. Antonio's our new marketing coordinator I told you about last week. He's on here as well. If you guys need anything from him, he's Antonio at FLA Realty. Like I'm Ryan at, he's Antonio at. He speaks English and Spanish, and he is available to help you guys. with anything that you need. Open house flyers, whatever it is that you need. Yes, Monica.
So I have a request, like I'm looking for recommendations for attorneys who can help with quiet title. I was wondering if anyone in this group can help me.
Any real estate attorney can do that. I can put some people, if you guys have a great recommendation. I know people always recommend Barry Miller's office. People recommend Nishad's office, etc. I know if you guys know Barry Miller's number off the top of your head, if you want to Google it real quick, I can put Nishad's in the thing right now. I happen to know it. There you go. But
Thank you.
or your favorite, if you have a favorite title company, they'll probably do it for you. If somebody you've used before or will use next time, they'll probably do it for you, Monica.
Okay.
I know. Try the Closing City. Anita was in here. She will do it for you. She can help you with it. The Closing City. Reach out to Anita with the Closing City. She's been in here before.
Okay, thank you.
Ooh, I do know somebody, maybe Natalie. So Natalie, we definitely have people in the villages, guys. We have agents there. And so Natalie, I'm gonna send you somebody's name and number, and you can reach out to her. She's herself and she has a team there in the villages, herself and a couple of people. If you guys ever need anything in the villages, we've got a quite successful team there. So actually, Jeanette, will you please send Natalie Amento, Robin Cavallero's information? Any other questions or comments? All right.
Who am I sending Robin's information to, Ryan? I'm sorry.
Natalie Amento.
Okay.
And you guys should check out Robin's YouTube channel. Robin is a very successful realtor in the villages with FRI, and she does a YouTube channel where she goes to other listings and stuff like that. She goes to people's listings and presents them on her YouTube channel and tells them, here's what's available in the villages, near the villages, and blah, blah, blah. She does a great job with that. Michelle.
I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but I'm having a very difficult time trying to get feedback from agents that show my listings. And I know that they are generated automatically, I believe 3 times. And I call agents, I text them, and it seems that the newer agents, if I can say that, don't understand the importance that a listing agent needs on feedback. That information allows me to meet with my sellers and tell them perhaps they need curb appeal or updating, or it's overpriced, or etc. It's a pulling teeth. When I get somebody to give me feedback, I can't believe people engage in that anymore. It's very difficult. Is anybody else having this problem?
The entire world is having that problem. And the problem is that new agents have never had listings. And so they don't know what you're going through, right? So that's why they don't see the importance and the value in it. The feedback is they didn't want it. You know what I mean? So they don't. I feel your pain, and I know exactly what you're talking about, and they don't take the time to do it. Take the time to do that for people. It's very much appreciated when people do it. So I understand your frustration, Michelle.
I thought that we could get in touch with the agencies that train you to be a realtor, so to speak, to get your license. I thought maybe if you tell them how important it is to follow through with people that you work with after you're showing, leaving a card. They don't even leave a card anymore.
No.
It's like the business is changing. It's becoming so less responsible on the parts of some agents.
Yep. I
The
agree.
professionalism is lax.
You want to know the good news? The
Wow.
good news, Michelle, is that people like you, professionals, will stand out more by being professional. And so when your competition is, I mean, these people are your competition, and when they're worse, that makes you stand out better. So just think of it that way. If it
Thank
were
you.
easy to be great at this business, everybody would be great. It's not.
Thank
So
you.
I understand your frustration. Absolutely. I'm not telling you you shouldn't be, because you should, and that is professionalism. I get the not leaving the cards as much anymore. I don't know. I've never liked the card leaving. Well, since we've had showing time and stuff where you can tell when people have shown your house, card leaving was more for when they didn't. But now I wouldn't want to show a house that has 15 business cards on the kitchen counter, because it looks like nobody wanted this house.
Correct.
But if it's owner occupied, I think it's courteous to leave your card on an
That's
owner
true.
occupied, so they know you were there.
I
So they know
agree.
who left the lights on and the doors unlocked. Yes.
Yes.
So they know who to chase down. But yeah, that's fair enough, Tammy. But I'm okay with that now, because we know who looked at our house because of showing time and electronic lock boxes. So I mean, we can always find that out. But the not leaving feedback is, you guys leave feedback. It takes 2 seconds, right? Takes 2 seconds, and sometimes people just don't like to give the bad news. They'd rather ghost you. You know, it's like people when they're dating you, they ghost you because they don't want to give you the bad news. Carolina. Your mute's on, Carolina, if you're talking.
Yes, I just wanted to let you and Daryl know I called Dawn, and she added my listing on the rental for people that are building. So hopefully I'll get somebody that would rent. I did have one of the agents call me, possibly for her clients, but it wasn't in their budget. So yeah. The other thing is, are we in questions and answers, or are we still on the getting ready for 2026 and reaching our spears? I just had a question. I think
there's your answer. I took it off the screen.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay, great. Thanks. So I made a little bit of a mistake, maybe, I don't know, but I'm closing on a house, and it's a mobile home. It's a 53-year-old home. I just got the lead disclosure, and that's like a really bad mistake that I should have caught this in the beginning of the contract. But on it, they want the buyers to initial it. And so I don't feel comfortable with that, because I just received it. They told me that they didn't have it. And the seller's disclosure, the agent told me that they didn't have it. And now they just send me the flood disclosure that they need to do as of October 1st. So I'm like, we're closing on Monday, but you're sending me these disclosures and you want me to have my buyer initial them. So I'm a little on the fence about that. So what would you suggest regarding the lead? Because she didn't have a chance to inspect for that, which may fall on me because I didn't tell her that she should, but she did a full inspection for like the issues of the seller's disclosure thing. So I'm just wondering, because I don't want to put that she had the opportunity to check for lead, and we didn't get no information on that. So I need some feedback on that. Even though it's an as-is sale, I think the only thing that's needed now is that flood disclosure. However, because it was built before 1978, I should have had this in the beginning, but I don't know why it just kind of slipped. And so we're scrambling right now to get these disclosures signed.
So they had it inspected.
Yes.
But not for lead.
Obviously. Correct. So the other issues that I may be concerned with, I'm not, because we're missing one, which is the septic, and they're doing it today and cleaning it and all that good stuff. But the other areas were noted on the inspection report and whatever repairs and whatever.
So they put on
items.
this. So they put on this paint, the lead-based paint. I'm looking at one right now that they have no knowledge of lead-based paint. The seller had no knowledge of it, and they have no reports of it. And your buyers they want your buyers to initial that they received copies if they're available, that they received.
Correct.
Did they receive the pamphlet, Protect Your Family from Lead in Your Home?
No.
Well, that can be, you can get that online. They received a 10-day opportunity to conduct a risk assessment of inspection because they didn't know about it, but you knew that the house was built before 1978, and it's kind of your responsibility too.
Correct.
So you can do one of two things. You can either sign this without getting a lead-based thing, which is probably fine, or they can do a lead test. They can have the inspector go back out and test for lead. So they can do one of those two things, but your brokerage isn't going to pay you, and their brokerage isn't going to pay them until they have this lead-based paint because it was built before 1978. So it's on your checklist, and it's on their checklist at their broker. That's why they're doing it last minute. They probably want to do a CDA, and their broker said, not without your lead-based paint. And so they're sending it to you, and not without your flood, which is supposed to be done at or before contract. And it should be an attachment on the MLS nowadays.
Okay, so
Make sure you're doing that on your listings, guys. Fill out the flood disclosure and just put it as an attachment on your listings.
yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, but okay.
And if you're a buyer's agent, make sure you get it from the seller or the listing agent regardless, because we need it. And it's supposed to be done on or before contract. I mean, it's the Wild West still, so get it whenever you can, but it's supposed to be done on or before. It needs to be part of
Is the seller concerned that her what are they, Rottweilers or pit bulls going to chew on the wood in the mobile home, or
the buyer?
No.
Is she really concerned about the lead paint?
No, she's not.
Okay.
It was just me.
I got to tell you, Carolina, nobody does the lead-based paint thing anymore. Nobody does the inspection for that.
I know.
If she's concerned about it and doesn't feel right about it or whatever, then she needs to get somebody out there to say.
Correct. She's not. She's not. But I feel like, oh shoot, I didn't do this, blah, blah, blah. And then I don't want her to come back. So I'm kind of doing a checklist of everything we discussed and all the disclosures. I'm just,
Well, if it makes you feel better, the flood thing should have been done already, and she doesn't have to sign that. That's just, they just send it to her. She doesn't sign it.
Correct. Yeah, I've done that part, but I haven't had her sign that lead because I'm like, oh my gosh. We did discuss it though last week, and I did send it to her, but I didn't have her sign it, and they're asking me for it. So anyways, it's just a me thing that I made a little boo-boo there, but I will make sure that I'll address it and say that she chose to either, 10-day inspection, or she chose to waive that.
Okay. So you told her more than 10 days before closing. She could have, if she said, you know what, I'm not comfortable with this, I can back out. She could have backed out of the deal because they didn't send you the lead-based paint until then. That's
correct.
Send it early, guys, because inspection period, she could easily have gotten out of this deal. If you guys
she wants the house. She wants the house. She's not.
Then have her sign it. She had 10 days, or she can waive the opportunity. Everybody else waives the opportunity to do that.
Or it's included in your 10-day inspection period. It's in your 10-day inspection period, and if you don't do anything,
but it wasn't because she didn't know.
Exactly.
But she did have 10 days now where she could still back out of the contract.
I never had anybody asking for that type of inspection anyway. Never,
nobody does it. Nobody does.
And I don't even know that mobile homes have lead because they have
metal walls and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I freaking out? I guess it's too much stuff going on, but yeah.
Don't freak out. Just get it done.
Yeah, I'll do that after.
If she wants the house, she's going to do it, and very few people are checking for lead. in those.
I'll do that after the call because yeah.
Christina.
Another funny one that like we don't really have to deal with much here, but I did get somebody moving from up north here, and they're like, well, how do I get a radon inspection set up? And it was actually quite challenging to find, so a little bit challenging to find somebody that could do it, you know, because not all of them, I think, are prepared to do the radon testing. But yeah, I mean,
Well, refer them to ADT or somebody, make some money, and get and they'll do a radon detector.
well, okay. All right.
Yeah, they have radon detectors that will alert them if there's a radon in the house.
How's everybody doing? I'm starting to see a little bit more activity on some listings, you know, some more showing across my listings. And
well, that
curious.
makes everybody doing great. That means everybody's in a good mood because we're waiting on the market to pick up, and it's finally starting to show signs of life.
Okay, awesome. Okay, good. Yeah, and that's showing that people not doing giving showing feedback. It's just, and then there's some girl, Melissa, in the, you know, the Orlando real estate mastermind, that dumpster fire group on Facebook, and they were like, I don't have time to do, I had 30 showings this week and I don't have time to give feedback. And I'm like, okay. And then this whole thing where they're like, oh, we're gonna get sued if we get feedback. And I'm like,
that is absolutely ridiculous. I think that's don't think
isn't that hilarious?
Yeah.
Tell her not to show any of my listings.
It's like, it takes like 2 seconds. I'm like, I always do it. I'm like, you know, it's just pretty easy to do. So I'm with you on that one.
You know what, guys? If you've been texting with a person, I don't know about you guys. I'm old and not particularly technical, but I've got voice text. I'll send a voice text if I don't have time. I've got 5 things to say and I don't feel like typing them all out. Then I'll send a voice text. You know, you don't have to call and deal with them with that. You just send them a voice text and say, they said this, this, this. You can say it when you're walking back to your car. It's not that hard to do. Yes, Christina.
I just had one more question. I know you're talking about, I may end up, somebody may end up transitioning to rental. And so I'll be placing a tenant and then they'll probably just get the property managed with FRI. And I just was curious. I just went through, I came onto this one a little bit late because I was in the Rent Spree webinar. And so that's what I plan on using. I didn't know, like, do we do any sort of disclosure? Like, you know, obviously, you know, as I understand it, Rent Spree will do a TransUnion credit check. They check for like eviction history, that kind of a thing. Is there any disclosure that we should be sending, like, hey, I'm not responsible if the tenants, you know, destroy your house or whatever. We've done these checks and that's all we know. Is there anything additional that we should provide?
No, you provide what you can to the owner and they are welcome to look up anything else that they want to.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and then
if your owner wants a background check and stuff like that, you can do that as well. That's online.
Yeah,
too.
that's I think, like, you know, as I understand it, I think Rent Spree, you know, I think they do some sort of background check, or maybe it's just a credit check. They do. Okay. Yep.
And make sure that you're putting the fair housing stuff on your listings, please. All of them, rentals and homes. Keep yourself from getting in trouble. One of our agents got stung for $5,000. So
what are we supposed to be putting?
A fair housing opportunity, equal housing opportunity.
Just put that phrasing. Just say this is an equal in the public remarks.
Yep.
Okay.
Can you say that again? She got sued for $5,000.
She got sued, yes. So there's people out there who make a living going around and pretending that they're not. I told you guys about this when it happened. She had a rental listing, as sad as it was. Not in addition to the logo. If you have the logo, that's fine. If you put the equal housing, the house with the equal sign in it, that's fine. But if you don't have that,
can we put that in the MLS? Are we
equal housing opportunity? Absolutely.
We just have to put the wording, not the logo, right?
Well, you can put the logo somewhere. I think I don't know how Gigi's doing that, but if you have the logo, that's fine. Okay. Unlike if you make stuff for the internet, if you're making social media posts, you can put the logo on there. So we had an agent who had unfortunately a rental listing, and she got a phone call, and it was a guy pretending to be somebody he wasn't, and said that he had been arrested for whatever. He had no proof of any of this, but she also didn't have proof that it didn't happen. And sued her for a ridiculous amount of money, saying that he had a felony that he had been arrested for but not convicted, and blah, blah, blah. And he did not get the home. He said it was because she had discriminated against him because of his felony arrest. The whole thing was made up. But he's called what he calls himself a tester, and he has a law firm who goes behind him and sues, and he files 75 lawsuits a year and makes, in this case, $5,000 she had to settle for because she couldn't fight it, and he sued her for so much that she couldn't fight it, and it wasn't worth paying a lawyer for. Just absolute abuse of the legal system, absolute nonsense. So we had that. We also had an agent sued a couple of years ago for using a stock photo on her website, and got sued by somebody for trademark, and it cost her some money. That only cost her like $1,500 or something, but still, it's ridiculous. People will sue for anything. Christina.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm just seeing like an increase in scams, and I live in Dr. Phillips. I think it's a pretty nice neighborhood, but I'm seeing, even talk to some of the cops around here, like just, it's unfortunately that time of year where people get a little bit more desperate and start doing stuff like that. And I saw somebody, they were in a different state, but it's just something to be aware of for open houses where I think it might have been Texas, but they had a rash of people going to open houses and pretending to slip and fall, and then, attempting to sue the homeowner. And then, yesterday I think Ryan, I called and I was complaining to Ryan because I'm like, well, what do I do? I had a guy that was like, I don't want to be represented. I don't want you to make a commission. I don't want anybody to make a commission. I want to look at your listing. And I'm like, okay, I'll find out. And I said, just send me your pre-approval or proof of funds, because I pre-qualify all my buyers, and I don't want to just bring somebody. And then of course, immediately he was very offended and didn't want to do that. So when I worked at new homes around this time of year, like people would come in and like steal the wine bottles from the wine cellars. And so I don't know, I'm just starting to see more activity like that. So people just, be aware.
Wow. Yeah, it's I talked to you about that yesterday. It's frustrating. Any other questions or comments? All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming today. We'll have something great for you next week. We will not have don't worry about it yet. I don't even want to announce it yet. Don't get confused. We still have these open forums. You'll still be getting my email, and we will not have one on the day before Thanksgiving, but that is in 3 weeks or something. So that's 3 weeks from today. But the next 2 weeks, we will have events, and we will see you then. Yes, Carolina.
Any holiday parties I missed last year, so I need to know in advance so that I could attend, and maybe we could all meet somewhere.
Carolina, you did not attend last year, so we canceled all future parties for lack of when you backed out. Everybody,
the star was missing. The star was missing.
Yeah, we need the star. We do not have anything planned right now. Well, yeah, we'll have it at the office. Yes, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, so absolutely. Just let us know.
Okay, of course we'll let you know. Absolutely, and you're invited. Jeanette, are you raising your hand for me? Or
I am. I just want to share something real quick. So we are closed on Tuesday. For those of you that need your CDAs, send them ASAP. I also want to say, give me at least a week in advance when you send those CDAs. Some of you guys kind of give it to me last minute. I understand that there's changes, but keep in mind, I deal with all of you guys, and I love you guys so very much, but it does get hectic. So at least give me 5 days ahead of time when there's closing to do CDAs. And we are having a party. We're having a huge Thanksgiving potluck, which you will have more information soon enough once we get all the details together. I think that's all I wanted to say.
Jeanette, please get my CDA, please. Oh, thank you.
Will do. Thank you so much for understanding, y'all.
Jeanette, I have a question.
Yes.
We're closed Tuesday?
Apparently we're closed.
All right.
I don't know why, but it's
Well,
Veterans.
it would be for Veterans Day, but I don't.
It's Veterans Day. I just figured let everybody know now. If anybody needs something, send it to me ASAP. If you do have a closing for Tuesday, yeah, apparently we're closed. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, we're closed Monday, and you're saying if you have a closing on Tuesday.
No, we're closed on Tuesday. So if you need anything that needs to be ready for Tuesday,
Okay.
you didn't know?
No, I didn't know anything.
Oh, well, you know now.
Yeah. Guess I still work there. I don't know. All right. I will I'll let you guys. So that's next Tuesday? All right.
Tuesday the 11th. That is correct.
All right. Well, we're closed Tuesday, but we will have open forum on Wednesday. I'll send out the reminder Monday, assuming all of that is correct. That sounds crazy, but I've never seen a holiday close on a Tuesday. Have you?
I questioned it myself, so apparently we are.
All right.
I know. Maybe you want to triple check before we.
Okay. Well, possibly disregard or regard what you just heard. We'll announce it either way. You guys will know. We'll send out an email or something.
But still, send your CDAs out a few days before closing. Pretty please.
You should always do that anyway. But regardless of that, we're still going to get a phone call of I'm on my way to the closing, and I forgot to do my CDA, and I'm only missing 4 documents from my checklist. We love you guys, though. So don't take that as we meant it. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.